got Shinji, and the UN is fighting the Angel. Their last resort, she said they're going to use an N2 mine. The N2 mine is something that...
yeah.
Okay, that's basically mankind's most powerful weapon that was developed specifically for fighting the Angels, and as you can see, it didn't work.
Right.
Which is why the UN turned over control to Nerve and Gendo and said, hey, deal with this, we're ineffective.
Okay. Yeah, send out the Evangelions. Okay, yeah. I got you.
Gotcha. Like I said, just going over kind of the lore, the first couple of episodes, not trying to bog you down, because like I said, when I first watched this back in, it's probably 96, because it came out in Japan in 95, and I think the first release over here was in 96. I watched the entire series in one night, and I thought my head was going to explode. I'm like, holy shit, what did I just watch? It was awesome, but I got to watch it again.
So. Yeah, I think I was 2 years old. I'm not trying to make you feel old.
I am old. I mean, that's part of this podcast, man, is you're younger than I am, and I grew up with things that you didn't, and you grew up with things that I didn't, and we're just kind of, learning about things. That's what this is about.
Collabing together.
Exactly. Yeah. Was there anything else that you had questions about, or anything you wanted to mention or talk about? Or, I mean, I know if you're anything like me, you're probably dying to watch more.
Yes, I would probably sit here the entire day and watch all of it, because I'm just like that with animes. Now, when it comes to certain animes that have, 1,500 fucking episodes, obviously I can't sit in one night and watch it. But you're saying this only had 25?
26.
That's not bad at all. And them being 25-minute increments. I'm not gonna sit here and watch all of them, because I do want to watch them with you, and then you get my reaction on them. I think that'd be great for the podcast.
Okay, so then I think what we can do is, I mean, this is not going to be something we're going to do a lot, but we will, every so often we'll watch a couple of episodes or one episode and give our take on it. I mean, how would you rather do it? I mean, how would the people listening rather us do it? Would they rather us move on and do Epi 1 for something else, or do they want us to break down Evangelion and review it, or talk about it 2 episodes at a time, or watch the whole series and talk about all of it? I feel like if we watch the whole series and try to go back and review all of it at one time, or talk about it all at one time, there's going to be a lot of stuff lost.
Yeah.
So I think maybe do 2 episodes at a time, and then go and talk about that, and that way we can make it like a 13 episode type thing.
Right, and that way we can dive into the 2 episodes more than, trying to break down every single episode of the series. I do know that I will probably keep a notebook on hand now and
make
try
notes.
to write down stuff. Yes, because there was just the first 2 episodes, there was a lot of information that I'm trying to remember and ask you questions, because like you said, you've watched it a million times. So you're going to know how to answer, my questions coming in, watching it for the first time.
Right. So we got 26 episodes. We will skip Death and Rebirth, because that is basically a movie that's a retelling of the series. It's not really a retelling. It's more of a catch-up. It's kind of a clip show kind of movie. It's kind of giving a refresher of what happened leading up to End of Evangelion. End of Evangelion is the first movie in the series. So we got the 26 episodes, End of Evangelion, and then we'll go into the Rebuild series. We got 1.11, 2.22, 3.33, and then 3.33 plus 1.11, which is the 4th movie. So we can do all of those too, because the movies, the Rebuild movies, actually add in a lot. And starting with the second one, it's almost like, well, it goes into being a sequel to the series. So like the first one is kind of a retelling with more information, and then after that it starts going into being a sequel to the series. So it's definitely a must-watch if you're if you're an Evangelion fan.
Well, I'm an Evangelion fan now, so.
Hell yeah. Woo! Another victory for the good guys. All right.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, with that being said, I know it's a short one, but so what would you grade Evangelion so far, though, with what you've seen?
Give it a 10 out of 10.
Hell yeah. I just give
I
you a
mean,
thumbs up.
honestly, because I mean, it had me hooked. And there's a lot of shows I've watched where I'm just like, meh. You watch the first couple episodes, you're like, yeah, this is not that great. I want to know more. That's all I'm going to say. I
Well,
want to know
I
more.
will. On my closing statement for this, and you can respond. You can give your retort. I have often heard a lot of people say. I won't say I've said it, but I've heard a lot of people say, "Watch this show or watch this anime. Watch up to episode 3 or episode 5. That's when it gets good. That's when it'll hook you." I don't want to watch a series up to episode 5 to see if I
No.
like it. And that you said it hooked you on the first episode. That's fantastic. That's great.
Yes. Yeah, I don't want to watch. There's some animes that are like, oh, it gets good after 250. I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I going to watch 250 episodes of an anime
That I don't like just for it
start
to get
getting
good. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
exactly.
like, okay, I could literally be spending my time watching something better, like Evangelion.
Or why don't I just skip to episode number 250 then if that's where it starts getting
Right,
good?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. Well, and that will conclude our little first part of the Evangelion little mini series here. So we will continue this sometime soon, hopefully.
Yeah, and be sure, guys, to go check us out on Twitter. I know that
Yes.
we probably need to mention this more in the podcast. So we have a Twitter. We're on what's our video streaming channels?
We got Daily Motion. We have BitChute. We also have Odyssey. We are doing some YouTube. YouTube is a little wonky
They're
with our
assholes.
format. Yeah. So we are going to try to put this on all of those. The podcast is on Spotify. It's also on iHeartMusic. And it's also on Amazon. We do have Twitter, The Real Pop Chaos.
Yep.
We have Facebook. Go ahead.
I have, if you go to our Twitter page, whatever social media you're on, Facebook, whatever, there's a link on the profiles. You click that link, and you should be able to access all the formats that we're on. So make it a little easy for you guys.
Perfect. All right. And also on the YouTube channel, I have linked to our social media and our other sites and everything. So with that being said, please watch, subscribe, support us. We're trying our best to put out good content for you.
And have fun while we do it.
Exactly. See you guys.
See you guys.